In the heart of Nsokwe village, beneath the ancient baobab tree that had witnessed generations of secrets and silent sorrows, lived Mama Ebra, a woman of quiet strength, respected for her pepper and palm oil business. Her stall at the market was always neat, her scales honest, and her smile never too wide, never too weak. Yet, behind her composed eyes was a storm. A story. A secret. 2 years ago, her life had taken a turn no one in the village could have guessed. It began with a dream, one that most people clapped for. Mama Ebra, determined to grow her market stall into a full provision store, borrowed money from a women's cooperative in Onitsha. The agreement was firm, repayment in 12 months, with a fair interest. With hope in her chest and calculations in her head, she used the money to buy a load of provisions: rice, sugar, milk, cartons of Indomie, and soaps. But the journey back from the city was cursed. The lorry carrying her goods veered off the road in the early hours of the morning near Ikademalai. It was raining heavily. The driver had slept off at the wheel. The goods were scattered, soaked, and some stolen before dawn. By the time she arrived at the scene, the air reeked of petrol and pity. Everything was gone. She wanted to scream, but what would that solve? Ashamed and broken, Mama Ebra told no one. Not even her husband, who had since grown used to her being the family's rock. Instead, she continued selling her peppers and oil, working twice as hard, her hands blistered and her back aching. Every month, she scraped from her little profit to pay the loan. The women in the cooperative praised her faithfulness, not knowing the sacrifice, not knowing the secret. But silence, like smoke, always finds a way to rise. The burden grew heavier each day. At night, she wept softly, and during the day, she masked her pain with market banter and forced laughter. Her body carried the weight, but it was her spirit that cracked bit by bit. Until one Tuesday, under the same baobab tree, she broke. It was during a cooperative meeting. The women were discussing new projects, new loans, new dreams. When they called on Mama Ebra to advise the younger women on business discipline, something inside her snapped. She stood up slowly, her eyes burning with unshed tears. "I must speak," she said, her voice trembling like yam leaves in the wind. "I have carried a pain too long. For 2 years, I've been wearing a mask. I lost that first business. I lost the goods. The lorry crashed. I told no one. I paid back the loan with my tears and my sweat, but not with profit. Only survival." Silence fell over the group like a hammer. One woman gasped. Another shook her head in disbelief. A few others exchanged looks, already judging. "So you lied to us," someone said coldly. She was praised for being successful, but she was just hiding her failure. She must have used the money for something else. The murmurs grew. The respect she had built cracked like dry ground under the harmattan sun. She felt their disbelief, their betrayal, their scorn. But strangely, she did not crumble. Her voice, once trembling, found still. "You may not believe me. You may think I am a failure. But I no longer carry this secret like a curse. The shame no longer sleeps in my chest." She walked away from the gathering, not with pride, but with peace. That night, for the first time in 2 years, she slept without waking to guilt's bitter taste in her mouth. People talked. They always would. But Mama Ebra had shared her burden. She had come into the light. She began again, this time slower, wiser, no longer trying to prove anything. Just living. Some still judged her. But a few, those who understood the quiet weight women often carry, came to her, hugged her, and whispered, "You are brave." And even though her pains did not vanish, they no longer had power over her. Mama Ebra had set herself free.